Whether you're a fan of Penn and Teller's Fool Us, or you saw a family member performing a corny trick at a family gathering, or you saw a really cool magician on YouTube Shorts, nearly every single person has been exposed to a card trick at some point in their life. And even though new card tricks are being invented almost every single day, the roots of most card tricks can actually still be traced back centuries to the earliest days of conjuring. It would be pretty hard to perform card tricks without an actual deck of cards, and according to most historians, playing cards were around long before the first magic trick that even used playing cards. In fact, some historians believe that playing cards first appeared as far back as 9th century China, though it wasn't until the late 14th century that we saw our first recorded appearance of playing cards when a German monk named Johann wrote a manuscript about them and the variety of card games they were being used for. As the years passed, playing cards began to grow in popularity around the world. From the 9th century to the 14th century, now it's the 15th and 16th century, and in Germany, France, and England, the original suits and symbols, polo sticks, coins, swords, and cups, were evolved into the more familiar standard playing cards designs that we know today: clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, and the rest is, well, history. More than 500 years later, in current modern day, a deck of cards can be found in nearly every home and is still an essential tool used by magicians to amaze audiences. There's now even a burgeoning community of custom playing cards and a massively popular card flourishing performance art known as cardistry. If we take a step back and look at the overall history of playing cards and their relationship to magic tricks, card tricks are actually relatively new. We just learned that playing cards are older than card tricks, and magic tricks are older than that by so much that card tricks are infantile by comparison to more traditional sleight of hand magic tricks like the cup and ball trick, which is often referred to as the oldest trick in the book. While the cups and balls may have originated through hieroglyphics in ancient Egypt, that's our first sighting of them in 2500 BC, it wasn't until thousands of years later that card magic truly became its own form of magic. Most magic historians, and yes, that is a thing, believe the origins of card magic are largely based around unique efforts made by gamblers to cheat at cards. No, cheaters never win, they just turn into magicians, and that is definitely not winning. In fact, The Expert at the Card Table, which is considered by many magicians to be a book that every card magician should read, features routines and sleights based mostly on gambling trickery and card manipulation. Going back even further than that, one of the first written references to card tricks actually came in the early 1400s when an article referenced a card cheat in Paris using card manipulation and trickery to gain an unfair advantage at the card table. A 15th century monk and mathematician, Luca Pacioli, also mentioned card tricks in his book, De Viribus Quantitatis, or The Power of Numbers, and a 16th century piece from Girolamo Cardano mentioned how a Spanish magician named Dalmau used playing cards to perform magic for Emperor Charles V. Reginald Scott, a skeptic who was eager to prove that witchcraft was actually just well-disguised conjuring tricks, similar to the efforts made a few years ago by James Randi, may he rest in peace, to expose fake psychics and fraudulent mediums, published a book called The Discovery of Witchcraft. This book is widely considered to be the first official book of magic tricks and featured a whole section dedicated to, you guessed it, card magic. However, despite these earlier references, most historians attribute the first iteration of card magic as we know it today, and not just technical gambling demonstrations, to Giovanni Giuseppe Panetti, an Italian magician who rose to prominence in the 1700s. His boisterous personality and willingness to share his card magic with large theater audiences, as well as royal figures such as King Louis XVI, helped lay the groundwork for card magic to start building its own unique identity within the magic community. Since Panetti, the torch has been passed on through a variety of incredible professional magicians. You've got Howard Thurston, who is known in the magic community as the first master card manipulator. You've got the Professor, Di Vernon. You have Ed Marlowe, who invented everything. You've got Ricky Jay, Ricky Turner, and even the card thrower, Ricky Smith Jr., and Dude Perfect? Yes, to David Blaine, Dynamo, Chris Angel, Michael Carbonaro, Justin Wilmey, they have all played their own unique, distinct role in furthering the development of card magic. Even the legendary Harry Houdini once billed himself as the king of cards before becoming world famous for his death-defying escapes. But why are card tricks so popular? Why does every magician know a card trick? Well, cards can be found in almost every drugstore, grocery store, corner store, dollar store. They're relatively inexpensive, and most magicians start out by seeing a card trick or learning a card trick because you can type in easy magic tricks right here on YouTube and find a video that teaches you a card trick. Playing cards also offer a ton of versatility from everyone, from close-up magicians to street magicians, even to stage magicians. Yes, you can perform magic and miracles right in people's hands on the street, on a table for an audience of 20 people, or for 1,000 people, a card trick with a camera covering you on a stage in your name and lights. You can do different things. You can do gambling demonstrations. You can find people's cards. There are 52 different of them. They have insane mathematical properties. Everybody knows them. The imagery is familiar. And yes, magicians will use cards because that is what audiences think of when they think of magicians. You can do complex card manipulation, sleight of hand, and even self-working card tricks for beginners. That is why magicians use playing cards. If you would like to learn some beginner card tricks, consider subscribing to the channel. That's free. Or you can join my channel membership or check out my online store. Thank you very much. Have a great day.